Deep shit. I welcome you to my humble abode. In today's episode, we're going to jump into the world of the strange and conspiracy. The world of strange and conspiracy. This is a big subject to tackle. I'm definitely going to need some help on this, so I acquired the help of my good friend, Ashira Star Goddess. If you haven't checked out her page, please do so. She's awesome. She goes without words. I don't even have the words to describe the type of information that she brings, and definitely check her out. So I had to get my good friend Ashira on here, man, just to help me tackle this one, man. This one is, there are no forests on flat earth, all right? Or no trees on flat earth. Okay, so basically, if you haven't seen this video or this phenomenon saying that there's no trees on flat earth, definitely check that out. And as you can see, we're going to do a little different format today. We're actually going to do a study session format, you know, for those who are interested in getting a study session in. It could be in this format to where we can share screens and we can definitely figure some things out, you know. Basically, that's what I do. I channel. If I'm asked a question, even if I don't know what the answer is, usually it comes through a channel. A lot of times I've already pondered on this many subjects, and I might have answers, and if I don't have any answers for you, we could definitely figure out the answer in a study session like this. Enough of that. That was just a shameless plug. Let's get on with this. Now, if you haven't seen this video about no forest on flat earth, first of all, go check that out. Please go check that out. You might want to check that out and then come back, because this is definitely going to spoil a lot of shit. But just in case you don't have time, we're just going to, trudge through this as easily as possible. So here we go. Basically, the premise of the no forest on flat earth. First of all, let's take the flat earth part out. I'm going to take that personally out because Earth's not flat, and that video is definitely coming. For sure. Okay, so, so basically the premise of this video is saying that there is no true forest on flat Earth, and what we're seeing that we think that are a forest are simply bushes. The author or the creator of the video is saying that the monumental, gigantic sequoia trees that we see in our forests, our national forests, aren't real trees. They're shrubs. They're sticks. They're just not what we think a forest is. And then it gives evidence of what a forest is, a true tree. And they're saying that the trees that used to exist don't exist anymore, and they show pictures of the trees that are like this. Let's go into it.
They are not trees. They are trees.
Let's get into it. Let's try to find it. Here we go. Yeah, they show things like this. Now, what you're seeing here on the right side, right here, this is a mountain. What you're seeing on the left side is a tree. What they're saying is these things that we think are mountains are really trees. And if you take a look at a lot of these things that we think that are mountains, they do resemble trees, man. Like, in a serious way. Like, it's not even funny. Like, here's two people climbing in between what they call a basalt mountain. Now, I don't know about you, but that don't really look like a rock to me. But, that's just me, and, who am I? You know what I'm saying? But what they're saying is that these trees, look, this ain't a tree. I mean, this ain't a mountain. Come on. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. First of all, let me say this real quick. Just real fast. First of all, listen. Nature doesn't make straight lines. Okay? When you start seeing things being straight, you know that you're dealing with unnatural occurrences. I'll just leave it there. Okay? Nature works in curves and curls. All right? Anyways. So, I'm trying to find some good pictures of the so-called rocks that are really trees. Let's try. Here we go. Look at it. Look at that right there. Tree stump, mountain. Look at the flat edge of the mountain. Come on. Now, I know that this type of concept is truly the type that stretches the imagination, because basically what it's saying is that that basically what we think we know, we don't know, because we don't know nothing. And it's basically saying that there's something that's way greater than us for real and for sure. Now, another thing that they're saying that these are petrified trees. That these are trees that have now turned into stone. All right. So they're saying that, you know, if you find like these petrified frogs, you know, and other petrified trees, that this is because of lava. Lava has petrified it. It got caught in the lava. Hold on. Last time I checked, lava was hot. Okay? And if a lava touched a tree, I'm pretty sure the tree is going to burn up. Okay? Or if it touched a frog, I'm pretty sure the frog is going to burn up before it gets turned into stone. Even if it's dirt on the frog, why didn't the frog rot? Why didn't the tree rot? Even if it's lava dust, you know, from the ashes that cover the tree. See, and then scientists will make these claims. This is one dude on here. Let me try to find this fool. This guy. He's a geologist. This dude is talking about that the reason why the trees didn't burn up with the lava is because they was by some water. This right here is a petrified tree, okay, made out of rock, okay. So he's saying because it's by the water kept it moist. Again. Scientists not knowing what they talking about, man. Not at all. Not at all. So again, back on the topic. Now, they're saying that these trees have been that once they fossilized, they have turned into crystals, right? They turn into crystals, crystal rocks. So this is where you get all your crystals from: your amethyst, your citrine, your quartz, your silicone. So basically, they're saying that this is where all the crystals come from. Now, it's almost mind-blowing, and I know, and I'm going to jump all over the place on this video, just be prepared for that. It's a huge topic. I hope Ashira is tackling this a lot better than me, because I'm almost at a loss of words. Once I seen this video, I was dumbfounded. Now, for me being at a loss of words, that's going to take some major mind-blowing. And my mind is blown. So, but if you think about it, see, I'm just going to put the facts out there, and I'm not going to really jump to any conclusions, but I'm going to put a lot of facts on there, and I'm going to let the viewer, I'm going to let y'all bring your own conclusions. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have them all. Now, basically what this is saying is that, one, there's something way greater than us, a group of people, a group of giants, a group of something that's way greater than us and with way more technology. Because if it's a tree and they've been cut down, right, Because that's what they're saying. They're saying that the trees that have fossilized have been cut down and have been harvested, which makes sense because the rulers of this planet, that's all they do is pillage and harvest. That's all they do. But now we're going to tackle a few things here too. Hear this guy again. This guy. Look, this guy. He's here going to try to explain what these are. Of course he's not saying that this is a cut down tree. Of course he's not saying that. But what he's saying is that this is lava, and the lava just turned into stone, and it dried up like this, and it's called a basalt. So it's just really like salt. And what is salt? Salt is a crystal. And he points out here that they always form in this pattern here. And if you look at dried up sand, salt dunes, salt by the sea, all salt does dry up like this. That's true. But I don't think that this is lava, sir. Sir, look at this fool face. Look at his face. He know he ain't telling the truth. Somebody paid this man top dollar to put this tie on and this shirt and climb on top of this tree and say that this is some lava. He ought to be ashamed of himself. Look at him. Looking like Egon Spangler. All right. So, we're going to get off him. So, again, here's more photos. This is called, I think it's called Devil's Peak or something like that. Look at it. It looks like a tree. It looks like it's been cut off. And remember what I said. Anything that's flat is not natural. That's not natural. That's not a natural occurrence. Okay? I'm just putting the facts out there. I'm gonna let y'all weigh it up. Alright? Alright. So anyways. Here goes some lava. You think that lava look like that when it dry up? You think it makes hexagonal patterns and geometric patterns? I don't think so. The closest thing that we're going to get to it looking like a geometric pattern is this. All right? And that's definitely not what's going on here. All right. So, look what the lava's doing to the grass. Burning it up. Burning through the fence. So I guess by this scientist's explanation, this fence is going to turn into stone too. Okay? All right. We're gonna get off of the nonsense because it's nonsense right now. All right. Now, just based off of my thinking patterns, and you gotta be mindful, and you gotta keep your mind open to any type of possibility, and that's just keeping it real. And you got to think critically. On top of that, you have to think critically. Sometimes you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater and start all over and just come from a clean slate. So after being presented with all this information, and mind you, if you do watch the video is going to be, it's like an hour long. It's going to be drawn out. You're going to be like, man, I don't want to watch this. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, skip into like 20 minutes if you can't take it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to pick up from there and get kind of interesting, you know. But after me sitting through the whole hour a couple of times, I was posed with questions. So if these are giant trees that have somehow turned into stone, somehow turned into stone. So that means that all the mountains are trees? I don't think so. After critically thinking, I'm like, well, some mountains are probably volcanoes, and anything that's looking like this, let's see, looking like this is definitely not a volcano. All right, we know that for sure. That's not a volcano. All right, so I think that there's different types of these mountains, but for the mountains that are in question, we'll just say that somehow something happened to make these trees turn into stone. We don't know what cataclysmic event happened. Remember, this planet is millions of years old. Fuck that 10,000 year shit that they talking about. This planet is millions of years. We don't know what happened. Okay? Secondly, whatever type of machine or technology they use to cut the tree down, what is that? What is that? Now here's the questions. This is question time. What is that? It must have been pretty big, and these people must have been on some things, entities. Who knows? What did they use to cut the trees? Third question, where did the trees go? I started to think about all these questions. Oh, what happened to the roots? Where's the roots of the trees? I started pondering on all of this. And a lot of things start getting real familiar to me when I kept going through all these ideas. I'm like, this is familiar a little bit. I've seen this before. And we'll get to that in a minute. So I'm like, okay. We don't know who did it. We'll just say 9 times out of 10, the entities that created us, they did it. All right. What happened to the trees? Well, remember what I said about that the trees were forms of turned into fossilized rocks and turned into crystals like amethyst, quartz, silicone. Mind you, what is silicone? Let's take a look at what silicone is. Shall we? Yes, I think we shall. Silicone. So basically, according to Wiki, silicone is, where is it at? It's a chemical agent. I'm looking for something. I don't see it here, but I read it earlier. But let's just take a look at what silicone is made out of. Silicone dioxide, oxygen, carbon, of course, dust. Silicone is like the eighth most abundant chemical element found in the universe. Silicone. So basically, they're saying that these trees are silicone or made out of silicone, and silicone is the eighth most abundant chemical or element in the universe? What? It kind of makes sense if you think about what a tree is. Trees hold information. They've been here for hundreds and thousands of years. They've seen everything that has been here. They've recorded everything that has been here. Let's move on. Now, what else did they say that the trees are turned into? They're turned into quartz. What? Quartz? Oh, let's jump back on silicone. Remember, Silicon Valley. This is the hub of technology. This is where Bill Gates thrives. This is where Mark Zuckerberg thrives. Yahoo, Google, Facebook, all thrive in Silicon Valley because Silicon Valley is what pushes all technology because of what silicone is. See, now this will make sense that the rulers of this world have harvested all of this ancient technology in the form of a petrified tree. And this is why they're so advanced. We think that we have technology at our disposal as, regular consumers. Trust me, the people who are responsible for really making this shit, the shit that they got, we can't even fathom. Trust me. We can't even fathom. All right? Moving on. Quartz. They say that the trees are petrified and they are quartz. This is going to come up later in the video. Let's take a look at what quartz is. Remember, a long time ago, every watch worked by quartz. Why is quartz in a clock? Quartz clock. Quartz watch. Watch what quartz does. A quartz clock is a clock that uses an electronic oscillator that is regulated by a quartz crystal to keep time. So in your clocks, it's quartz crystal in it. That's what helps the time stay on time. And it comes from an ancient tree. If we subscribe to the no forest on flat earth theory. All right. Cool. That's crazy within itself. Now, and if you work with crystals and healing crystals, we all know what quartz, amethyst, citrine, agates, things of this nature, we all know what it does. All right. That's why we work with the crystals, because we know and it makes sense that if the crystals actually come from the petrified tree, it makes sense of why it heals. It makes sense of why it has a vibration. It makes sense. I'm just saying. I'm just going to put the facts out there. I'm going to let you judge it. All right. What is quartz? According to Wiki, quartz is the second most abundant mineral in the Earth's continental crust. Made up of what? Silicone. Here we go again. It's made of silicone. Where did we see that at? Back to the trees. They said that these trees are made of silicone. All right. And oxygen, of course. Now, moving on. Now, mind you, if they cut the trees down, what they cut it with, I can't tell you that. But I know that they cut trees down now. So if we got big machines with our little punk ass technology that we think we got, imagine what our creators had. Yeah. I digress. But we'll get to where the trees and where all the stuff went to later. Now, the roots. What happened to the roots of the trees? I had to think about this. I sat back. I took my glasses off. And I said, nah, this can't be real, because where the roots at, man? And then I thought about it. The roots are what we call caves. If the tree's petrified, right? So that means that their roots petrified as well, right? And this is how we have a cave system. If you know about anything about ancient, I'm not going to say folklore or myth, but ancient knowledge that have been passed down from mouth to ear. When we talk about, the Mesoamericas, South America, the Native Americans, you know what I'm saying? All these indigenous people, especially the Native Americans, they say that they came from the earth. They came out of the ground. Wow, they came out of the ground. They came out of the caves. That's interesting. But it would make sense. How does a cave get constructed in the ground? It's because it's the old roots. You don't believe me? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at it. Let me find something. Okay, here we go. This right here is a cave. Look what's in it. A whole bunch of giant quartz. Look at this man. This man is standing on a quartz log in a cave. It makes sense. I'm just saying. I'm just connecting the dots on it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what? Like I said, I'm going to just put the facts out there. Look at this man. Look how big that is. Look how big. Imagine how much this man is vibrating on standing next to this quartz, pure raw quartz crystal right there. Okay? All right? We're going to keep going. All right. Mind you. This is definitely mind blowing stuff. This is the beginning of changing the scope of how people think about the origins of mankind. Okay, I'm just saying. Obviously, we haven't been told everything. All right. I mean, it's obvious we haven't been told everything. I gotta put my glasses back on. All right. So, so, what do we know? Somebody has harvested the minerals, the gold, the metals, the crystals, diamonds. They're somewhere. All right. But where's the trace evidence that this happened? Now think about it. Most of the time when you see these petrified trees that have now been turned into mountains, what do we see around them? Sometimes we see more trees, little smaller trees. Those are like bushes that we call forests. A lot of times we see sand, right? When we talk about Arizona, New Mexico, where we see the mesas and all that, we see a lot of sand. What the fuck is sand? Can somebody tell me where the sand come from? Somebody said sand come from the ocean and the salt. There, that salt again. But I was like, well, it ain't no ocean in Arizona though. You feel me? It ain't no ocean in Saudi Arabia. Ain't no ocean. So where the sand come from? I start scratching my head again. I'm like, let's figure out what sand is. Let's take a look. What is sand? Sand is a naturally occurring granular mineral composed of finely divided rock and minerals. Okay. Let's keep going. The composition and sand varies on the local sources, on the local rock sources and conditions. This is all bullshit, by the way. We're going to get to the important part. But the most common constituent of sand in the inland continental settings, Saudi Arabia, Mesoamerica, and non-tropical coastal settings is silica. What is silica? Silicone, there's silicone again, dioxide. See, and forms of quartz. See, look, I hate to do y'all like this. I know if y'all like me, y'all minds is blown. So where we find these cut off petrified trees, we find sand. You know what that reminds me of? I used to work for the California Conservation Corps. I used to be really handy with a chainsaw. It reminds me of this. See this flying off? See that? That's sawdust. Now, okay, I know what y'all thinking. Haha, bruh, you going too far right now. Look at the sand dust kicking off. You going too far right now. Listen. I'm just putting the facts out there. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying off my experience, I've cut down many trees myself with a chainsaw. I know the fine dust that comes off a nicely sharpened saw. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, I get it. I used to put the chaps on. Yeah. All I'm saying is, if sand is fine particles of quartz and silicone, and it's found right by the petrified rock, mountain, tree, I don't know what kind of technology they use to do this, but it's highly possible that sand is a result of the harvesting of the silicone trees. Let's move on. Okay. All right. What we're looking at now is a cave. So what the reason why I'm bringing this up is this. If you look to where you find sand, right? Whether it be Saudi Arabia, whether it be the Americas, Egypt, all of these places are sacred. All of these places have sacred ancient history. Ancient history. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of years. Not the 10,000 years that you've led to be believing that that's how old this planet is. Especially if you thump in the Bible. Nah. This place is a lot older than that. But back to what I'm saying is, all these places where you find sand, it's mystical. It's some otherworldly shit, and it's surrounded around myth. And don't be afraid by that word myth. They use that word to throw you off, to tell you that shit ain't true. But if it was a myth and it wasn't true, why would we even have a word called myth? And why would we even entertain the fact of anything that's called a myth? The Native Americans, found by sand, say that they come out of the ground. Interesting. Africa. Do I need to say more? Africa. Okay. Another thing that's interesting, in Africa, or even over here on the West Coast, Arizona, they found plates of glass underneath the sand. Now, if you know anything about sand or how glass is made when you heat sand to a unrealistic temperature and it turns into glass. That sounds like, to me, if you're finding glass underneath the sands in various places around the world, that sounds like, to me, there's been some heat. And what is heat? Heat is a byproduct of radiation. What is radiation? Radiation is a natural form of technology. It's just another proof, another sign that it's just another sign that there's been technology here before, and we're Johnny come lately to the party. Mind-blowing stuff. It's way too much for me to even tackle, actually, and this is why I've opened the mystery school. The mystery school is for us to learn, because ain't nobody gonna be able to come with all the pieces of the puzzle and be the man to drop the shit. Or a woman, hi Ashira, to drop the shit. It's not gonna happen. This is why I formed the school. It's important. And I'm calling all metaphysicians out. Makalassi, Brother Panic, Phil Valentine, especially the new generation. Brother Panic, Phil Valentine. I'm even gonna throw Young Pharaoh in there, just to throw him in there. You know what I'm saying? Ralph Smart. I consider him a metaphysician. He holds back a lot, but still. Everybody. We need to come together and understand what we're dealing with. We got to get out of the ego of, I'm going to just stay over here and drop mine. Woo. That's not what it's about. And it's not about saving the babies, right? Panic? It ain't about that. Get it. Not about that. Red pill, blue pill. Brother Rich. A.A. Rashid. What's up? Black Dot. What's going on? All right, we need to figure this out. While people are worried about the Super Bowl and the new NBA season, bruh, you wasting brain cells on nothing. Nothing. Okay. All right. So let's get back to where this looks all familiar. This looks real familiar. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I've seen this before. I'm trying to think where I've seen it at. Yeah, I've seen this before. Yeah. I have. Hold on. Avatar. And this is exactly how we would study and figure out something if, you know. Yeah, we've seen this before. Yeah, this is why this movie feels so familiar to us. We've seen this before. See, let me tell you something about the DNA. The DNA in your body is your library of your past lives. It's your library of information that you have acquired on your past lives. And remember, we've been here for a very, very, well, some of us. I can't say everybody, but we've been here for a very, very, very long time. Very long time. And a lot of people in Hollywood, look at them destroy the tree. See how they're destroying the tree? Look at him. And look who that is. Look how he looking. Look who he look like though. Yeah. We don't have to. Look who they look like. Who they look like? Us. Huh? Who they look like? Yeah. So remember that everything, all this information is locked in your DNA. And a lot of these Hollywood types, they put this information out there. Look at the tree. See the tree falling? See, he was dropping gang. James Cameron was dropping gang. We didn't understand why we were so drawn to this movie. We were drawn to it because we remembered it. You feel me? Now, let's just say that this happened in real life. Where did these people go after the trees was being harvested and destroyed by the invaders? Right? Where'd they go? You know, after the floods covered up the trees being harvested, right? They probably went in the ground. Radiation, glass in the sand, major war with the gods. All this is, you can find this in all the pantheons. All of them. You know what I'm saying? You can find this in the Vedas. The gods warring in the skies. Yeah. Major technology was here before us. We trying to mimic it. And our rulers are mimicking too. They're mimicking higher entities. But you know. Whatever. I'm not saying that any of this is the facts. Well, I'm not going to say any of this is what happened, because I don't know. I can tell you I feel something, and that's real. The feeling I have is real. I can tell you that it makes a whole lot of sense when you think about it. I can tell you that. But I put the facts out there for you to be the judge. It's not up to me to make your mind up. I'm not trying to make you believe anything. I don't care if you believe anything. Only thing I want you to do is think. That's it. Just think. And don't be afraid to go deep.